everyone, today I've got The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 3 Disney Plus review. Zemo is back, y'all! So, will he still be on the side of bad, or will he actually try and do some good? And will his presence help move the story along? So as far as the story goes, this third episode, titled Power Broker, Bucky and Sam are on this continued search to find these super soldiers and their leader who took the serum to create them, but they need help from an unlikely ally in Zemo, who we saw at the end of the last episode, and he's basically the Marvel version of Bruce Wayne, unlike Tony Stark, who is also rich with access to tech. And I can already tell that he's trying to get under Bucky's skin and also in his head, like he sort of did in the past. And even though the direction they are going in, where, they're trying to break him out of prison, it actually did look kind of exciting. And Bucky and Sam definitely need to tread carefully with this guy, because, he could end up turning on them at the last minute. But what actually ended up happening made my jaw drop and smirk slightly, because it was pretty clever to see, how they did actually make the story move along faster, because, I was sort of thinking, okay, it was kind of slow in the beginning, and then they sort of tried to pick up speed with this. The prison scene reminded me of something from Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. If you've seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was very cool and even funny too. And since this is the halfway point of the season, we are really getting to see, the antics of both the good and the bad guys. Or mostly Carly, who is proving that she is just going completely mad with her agenda. And maybe New Camp, who I can't tell if he's, genuinely good, because he makes me hate him so much. And I also couldn't help but compare the way he kicks in a door to how Steve Rogers did the same exact thing in Captain America: The First Avenger, only cooler. Bucky, Sam, and Zemo go to this place called Madripoor, and I guess it's in Asia? At least that's what it kind of looks like, and it really does look awesome. And it's this city island filled with crime, and I'm thinking, what the heck are they getting themselves into? Trouble? Or will they? As far as the casting goes, Anthony Mackie can keep being reminded of the fact that he didn't want to accept the role of being the new Captain America. And it's actually kind of sad to see, because I'm really hoping that he does, get it eventually. And I think, he was quicker getting dressed up as this character called Smiling Tiger in a club than he was to actually picking up the shield, and it just made me roll on the floor laughing just because of how funny it looked. But he did look really cool in that suit too. Seeing Sebastian Stan also being reminded more about his past as the Winter Soldier and things he's done under the control of Zemo, which, we saw in that movie, in the second Captain America movie. And so I was a little bit worried about how he was going to be interacting with him. Was he going to try and kill him or do something? But, he seemed a little bit too restrained in this episode. But they also happened to mention another location, which was Wakanda. And I thought that was really cool to, just to think about that place, because that almost did look as cool as this, city that they're in. And Daniel Bruhl definitely showed us a side to his character Zemo than we have ever seen before. I feel like we've never seen him, being like a team player type of person, and not just like a psycho antagonist with an agenda. And he does look cool doing it. I don't know if it's every time he puts his mask on or what, but he was so awesome. Emily Van Camp, who returns as Sharon Carter, was also a surprise to see. I don't remember if I knew that she was going to be in this show, but what the hey, she actually gets to do a lot more here than being eye candy or Steve Rogers former love interest, and actually fights like a badass. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where her character goes, but I also feel like there's something kind of strange going on about her, and so I feel like, whatever happens to her character, I don't know if I can trust her completely right now. And also there's this theory that she might be the power broker, and so we'll see if that's correct later on in the series or even in the next episode. The things that I liked about this episode was that the action sequences were, kind of tame this time around, but they were still really nice to see because this episode is by the, somebody who worked on the John Wick movies, and so I felt like it was kind of paced well, even though I still feel like there wasn't enough that I want to see. I don't know, I just feel like as far as action sequences go, there weren't enough to see, but it seemed to focus on a lot of little things in between, like little side story details. Either way, I felt like what really impressed me were the set pieces. I felt like they were all visually stunning and organic at the same time. It just makes this whole series grounded in reality, and I do love the change of scenery this time around. And I felt like I was watching John Wick, now that I mention it, or even Black Panther. And speaking of which, this is kind of a spoilery thing, and there were a few subtle references to that movie and the events of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, so it was actually, to me, a complete surprise to see who showed up at the end of this episode, and I felt like that was pretty awesome because now everything's starting to connect more in the MCU, and it just looks so cool. So I can't wait to see where the next episode is going to take us. So I'm pretty excited. So overall, I would say that I was pretty impressed with all the little Easter eggs and teases going on, but also the bigger character development here, and so I just love seeing where this is going. And there's only a few more episodes left, so hopefully we start to get things going, and yeah, I don't even want to look forward to seeing this end, so I'm just gonna leave it there. So I would highly recommend seeing this episode, and I would give this 5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.